How about it, y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms. We're back with another video today. Sorry about the puffy eyes. I kind of overslept this morning. We got a busy day ahead of us. We're gonna be taking old Sherriff, my big Billy, up to the sale today. So y'all stick with us. I'm gonna take you to the sale barn with me today, and we're also gonna I'm gonna try to get some clips of him selling. I know I did a video in the past about selling goats, but I'm gonna do a little bit more in depth. I'm trying to get him getting sold on camera, and we'll talk about why I'm selling them and some other things. So y'all stick with us and hope you enjoy the video. So while I got you here, I figured I'd give you a little update on the little boy that we saved. This is actually him right here. He's up moving around this morning. I noticed his front legs were kind of bowed a little bit, so I did give him some selenium the other day. His little sister's under our little hut right here. She's back in there. I don't know if you can get the camera to see her. Come out, baby. There she is. And everybody's doing good. I'm gonna get the Billy out. I'm probably gonna open this pen up, give the mama some more room. It's really muddy in here, but maybe she'll keep these babies on the dry ground. My hired help just woke up to help me load this Billy. He's a big boy. Yesterday we called him. We drove Matthew around a good little bit. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
So we're gonna get the camera set up. It's gonna take both of us to load him up. We'll get him loaded up and we'll get on the road. Woo! That's a big boy. So we got old boy loaded up. As you can see, it was a little bit of a fight. I was out of breath. It's actually about 2 or 3 minutes later before I could catch my breath. But we got him loaded up. It's his last day here at Nicholson Farms. But we'll talk about it a little more on the way, why I'm selling them, and my plans for the future. So y'all stick with us. We're gonna head down to Springfield, South Carolina. It's about an hour and a half away, and drop him off and see if we can make a little bit of money off of him. So I just kind of wanted to take a moment and explain why I decided to sell our Billy Goat Sherriff. Back there, it's not raining out there, that window's just dirty. But the reason I decided to sell Sherriff is, number one, we don't need 2 Billies right now, and I only have right at 26 mature nannies that I'm breeding, or planning on breeding this coming breeding season, and I just don't need 2 Billies to handle that. Number two, I have 3 daughters of his from last year, and also he has 9 daughters on the ground right now, and I plan on keeping at least 8 of them. So I don't want to get into inbreeding, and so it's time for the Sherriff to part ways with us. He is right at 4 years old. I've used him for 3 breeding seasons now, and he's done a great job for us. He's a well-mannered Billy. He does his job. He knows his job. He's an easy keeper. He's never really had to be wormed. I think I wormed him when I got him, and I think that's about it. So worms were not an issue with him. That's a good thing. That's why I'm keeping his daughters. He bred that into him, kind of that parasite-resistant trait. Some negatives he had I had to trim his feet several times, and I don't really want to have to trim my goat's feet too much, and so that's a genetic trait that he has that he could potentially pass on. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of him. Like I said, he's been good for us. He's done well. It's time. And also, I could use a little bit extra money until it's time to sell the kids. Feed bill he's expensive. There's no need to feed 2 billies, and so we're gonna go ahead and get him sold. His money will go to feed the rest of the herd for his kids until it's time to wean those off and get those sold as well. So I'm about 10 minutes away from the sale barn now, and when I get there, I don't know if I'll be able to record unloading them and all that, but I'll talk about that process. And I don't want to be the guy carrying around a camera in a sale barn, to be honest with you. Some people might frown on it. Some people's gonna look at me like I'm crazy. I'm just not comfortable enough yet to be walking around with a camera in public too much. So I'll see if I can set the camera up in the truck and see if I can get us caught unloading, and then I'll talk to you about, you know, the process of when you drop an animal off, and I'll definitely bring the camera in for at least when he's sold, maybe catch a couple clips of other goats getting sold. This sale barn, they have a Facebook page, Springfield Livestock Market, and I was looking on there last night. I sent a picture in of Sherriff to them to, you know, put on their page, so maybe somebody's interested, come try to buy them. But there's a whole herd of Savannah nannies and bucklings, and I don't think I'm gonna buy a goat from the sale barn unless it's a really good deal. I typically try not to buy from the sale barn just because you don't know what you're always getting. But I would like to meet the guy that has these Savannah kids. Potentially, me and Maddie were talking about, you know, what direction we want to take the farm and our goat herd, and we're in between getting a registered Kiko Billy or a registered Savannah Billy. So hopefully I can meet up with this guy, see if he has any registered stock, and maybe I can potentially go visit his farm one day and see if I like his breeding program, see if a little buck kid would fit in with our situation. But I don't know, it's just an idea. But there's some pretty goats from the pictures, and like I said, I don't typically buy a goat from the sale barn, but who knows, we might end up taking a goat home today. But we'll be at the sale barn here in a minute, and I'll catch back up with you. Alright, so I got them dropped off. I didn't do any recording while I was dropping them off. It was kind of hectic. But essentially all you're doing whenever you're dropping them off is you're giving them that scabies number that's on my ear tags, and they're going to put a back tag number on it. Basically, this their number at the sale barn that will recognize your animal, so whenever it sells, they put the money in the right person's hand, I guess. So we got him sold. I mean, he got him unloaded. I'm actually going to run down the road to my grandmother's house and help her with a couple things around her house, and then we're going to go back to the sale barn here shortly, and we're going to watch them sell. We're going to watch the other goats sell. I did look at a couple little nannies in there. There is a couple that look pretty good, but like I said, I'm kind of hesitant about buying out of a stockyard. But if they go real low, we might be taking them home, but we'll just have to see. But I'm gonna run to my grandma's house, eat lunch with her, help her do a couple things, and we're gonna get back to the stockyard, and hopefully we're gonna make a lot of money off this goat. We'll see though. So you saw that little clip there. That was of the auction. I didn't do the best job of capturing that on camera. I was sitting there talking to a guy whenever Sherriff came into the arena, and I whipped out my phone as quick as possible to try to get a video, but it didn't really last long. I think that little clip was about 8 seconds. But if you couldn't tell by the auctioneer, Sherriff sold for $310, and after commission, my check was made out for right at 280 bucks, which isn't terrible. I was hoping for about 350 to 375 for him, but you know, I wasn't gonna call no sale. The temperature actually dropped real low that afternoon, and it was starting to rain, so I didn't want to haul them back. And plus, they were supposed to start with goats at 2 o'clock, and they didn't get started on until about 6. And he didn't actually sell till about 9:30, so I didn't get home till about 11, and I just didn't want to have to haul him home in the rain and the cold and that late and have to unload him when I got back. So he's sold. So what's that mean for our farm, as far as our future breeding plans? This guy right here in the back here, he's gonna be our next buck in line. He turned 1 year old this past November, and so he'll be right at 2 years old next time we breed. The reason I'm having babies all mixed up right now is because of a couple I purchased unbred and some that missed last year. I let Sherriff go ahead and breed them. They'll have babies in March, and then the other ones that just had babies actually were pregnant when I bought them. But we're going to try to line everything back up next year. We're going to breed middle of October, where we'll have babies in the middle of March next year. But like I said, this guy, he's going to be the sire of all those babies born next year. Kind of makes me a little nervous not having a proven billy or a proven breeder. So we hope that that Clifford will do the job. But if not, there's actually one little Savannah buckling up there that is growing really well. I'm really impressed with him, and I know I want to hold on to him so I can grow him out. I just want to see what he turns out to be like. And number two, you know, I can put Clifford in there for about a month or so by himself, let him do the majority of the breeding, and then throw that little Savannah buckling in there to kind of clean up what Clifford missed. And so, with that being said, I know I mentioned earlier a little bit about, you know, the possibility of buying a Kiko or a Savannah buck, registered stock, and my thoughts on that. You know, this is actually a couple days later after the sale when I'm wrapping this video up, but I've been thinking about it ever since I made that statement on the camera here. And I think what I'm leaning to do is I'm gonna start searching for a breeder for a registered Savannah buck. The Savannah is just a little more hardy than the Boer goat, and they kind of have the same build. You know, they're real meaty animals, and I just like them, to be honest. And I think they're a little more hardy for its parasites and, you know, feet problems compared to the straight Boer or the Boer crosses. And so I'm kind of interested in that avenue. I just like a Savannah goat, so I think that's where our next step's going to be, is looking into some registered Savannahs. And another thing that kind of got me thinking, I did some research on YouTube, and there's not really many channels that have a lot of Savannahs. Savannah's not a huge breed in the United States yet. There's a lot here in the southeast, and at least in our region, but there's not any YouTube channels on Savannah goats. And so, you know, you got a lot that's on Boers and Kikos and pygmy goats and all that. So I think it'd be kind of a little unique feature for our channel if you know, maybe we could pick up some subscribers that are just looking for, you know, Savannah goat content. So I don't know, it's just something to think about. I'm trying to figure out which direction this channel and our farm's going to go in. So with all that being said, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with us on the day that I took the goat to the sale. All the same video to you, but going to the sale with me, and sitting here talking now. If you haven't already and you're new here, I'd really like for you to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified next time we post a video. We got a lot of things going on right now. I got a lot of videos that I'm editing right now, and so some things might be off on a little bit of a timeline just because we've had a lot going on, and I'm trying to pump out the videos as much as I can. If you've been with the channel for a little while, you know that I post a video on every Tuesday and Thursday. There's going to be a couple Sunday videos coming up just because I've got so much in the works right now. I want to get these videos out to you and kind of free up my memory space on my editing software. So there's going to be more videos coming out to you. I'm actually about to go get started on one now. So like I said, I really appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll see y'all on the next one.